Today's show is brought to you by EPOS Gaming Audio. With a comprehensive lineup of both wired and wireless headsets, gaming amplifiers, microphones, and webcams, EPOS has everything you need to experience the power of audio.
The closed headset allows you to tap into exceptionally detailed audio and seals out ambient noise, while the open version delivers natural high-fidelity audio with an incredible soundstage. Both headsets include a magnetic detachable microphone and a sleek design that has no wild RGB configurations, just good design.
Listeners can save 15% by visiting www.eposaudio.com/gaming and entering the code EPOSFRIEND15 at checkout. That's EPOSFRIEND 15 at checkout.
Welcome back to the Tokyo Fresh podcast, only on the Tokyo Beat Network. My name is David. I'm here with Jordan.
What up, guys?
A late one this week. Actually, I think this is like maybe the latest we've started in a good while.
Oh, wow, yeah. Like, we have a lot of, like, international listeners from, like, America and stuff. And depending on the time we do the podcast,
But
certain different groups can come in.
Is it now in America?
Hey, Google. No.
Hey,
Hey, Google.
What time is it?
Hey, Google. Yeah, depending on what time we do the podcast, like, different people show up. So, we were saying before, like, we'll have a schedule. We kind of have an internal schedule. We've not published it on the Discord yet, but it's like, we'll do at least 2 earlies and 2 lates every month. So those who want to join in the live stream can join in on the live stream. Those who are only listening to audio don't care. They're like, whatever, bro. I'm going to listen to this whenever the fuck I want.
That can't be right. It can't be 5:30 in the morning in New York.
In New York, listen, we don't have anyone in New York listening to this podcast, I believe.
Zero
people. There's no one in New York.
I don't think that's true, but I could definitely tell you.
I'm sorry, New York listeners. We have a bunch, I think.
Oh, right, yeah.
Go on.
SEA gang, no problem.
Let's
There you
go. Gang, 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 gang. Exactly. The listeners we love and care about the most.
It totally is 5:30 a.m. in New York. Oh, right. That's how Dan's always here, because I think he works overnight.
He does, yeah. That's why Dan's always there. We love you, Dan. If I can get in there.
All right.
Go for it. David, how's your week been? What have you been doing this week? Catch me up.
Haven't been doing much this week.
Good man.
God, what am I doing this week? Prepping myself for Cyberpunk.
Ooh, wait.
Again?
Yes.
The
anime or the game?
The game.
Again?
Yes. The game has a expansion releasing on the 24th with my boy and yours, Idris Elba.
Idris fucking Elba?
Yeah.
No way. Wait, swear?
So you're going to have Keanu and Idris Elba in the same game.
I love Idris Elba. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay.
Have you seen the trailer for it?
No,
It's really
I've
fucking
seen.
good.
I lost interest in the whole Cyberpunk journey after.
It launched like a absolute trash fire.
Yeah. I enjoyed the meme. The memes fresh. The show was brilliant to watch. I really enjoyed watching people like try and play the game. Like someone tried to. I saw someone had a glitch. They were trying to do glitchless runs, which basically meant that you play the game until it glitches. And the second it glitches, you gotta restart the game, and they couldn't get past the starting mission.
So they released a 2.0 update yesterday, this morning.
Yeah.
I guess because time zones. And I've been playing that, and that's been pretty cool. Like I just started a brand new character. Because the expansion's not out for a couple days, so I can get kind of like
you gotta catch up,
reacquainted, and like back into a run, and then all that content will come in. But they reworked the entire game.
I heard, yeah, I heard.
Now I'm doing like fun shit where like before, if you like applied your stat points, you just kind of like got better at a certain thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you put points into dexterity, your pistols are good, right?
And
then it was like, and then you pick like, it had like just like a normal skill tree, whereas like, if you get 2 points from the first tier, you can move to the second tier, and if you get 2 points from this tier, now it's like an interconnected like web of skill tree.
I like those web skill trees. Those are cool.
But they've added so much more. So now like I'm trying to play as like literally like a fucking ninja.
Good man. Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go.
And they added a tree in the cool stat.
Ooh.
There's literally a stat called cool.
Ooh, The
And
rule
in
of
the-
cool is
in the-
strong.
In the cool stat, there's one where you can block bullets with fucking bladed weapons.
Oh, that's cool.
So like throwing knives at dudes, pulling out a katana, just like running at them and going, just like and like deflecting
Cool as shit.
fucking bullets. Yeah, it's great.
That's kind of OP as fuck, though, isn't it? Like having a katana running up to guys with guns, just being like, ting, 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 ting.
And then like later in that skill, if you upgrade it again, you can actually like deflect the bullets like back at people
That's
or like
cool.
people in your vision.
I need them
That's fucking
to
great.
introduce like a rule, like a cool thing where I can hold like multiple swords. Because you get like you can like customize yourself in that game, right? Like
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
have like more arms. I want like 4 swords. I want to be like what's his name? General Kenobi. No, the other guy.
General Grievous.
Grievous. That's the dude.
Well, I mean, you can get fucking sick ass arm blades.
There we go. I want to be the Knievis of Cyberpunk, just going around going General Kenobi.
So like they I think they like rebuilt that whole system too, like all the like cybernetic
you
upgrades.
kind of had to though. It was like
Because before you had like
it was shit.
the big arm blades, and then it was just like you
Yeah.
just punch people. But now there's like dedicated skills with them now.
What's that?
Yeah,
That's cool. I think that's I think a lot of these games. I think I was who was I watching? Philip DeFranco. It was literally Philip DeFranco. Philip DeFranco had this segment on his like morning news show. Was talking about games being released poorly and about it being like just the norm at this stage, and how like everyone's like, oh my god, you got to pre-order fucking
800 things.
yeah, like fucking the new Assassin's Creed Turbocharge X. This time he's going to the moon, like, and everyone orders it, and then they go, "Oh my god!"
It's
Turns out,
busted.
yeah,
It doesn't work.
I was bamboozled. I've paid an extra $300 for this thing, and I've not got the thing that I wanted. Cry, cry, cry. Like Harry Potter, same thing. Remember the Harry Potter whatever game that came out last?
People were mad at that not because the game was bad, but
Well, the game was
because
bad, though.
There's people bringing their weird personal politics into it. It's like the game developers didn't do any of that kind of shit. Like that's not their fault,
all they did was develop a kind of mediocre game.
right?
Let them live their lives. Let
Yeah.
them chill. Like
It's like whether you like or dislike J.K. Rowling, that wasn't the devs' fault. Like
literally.
the developers of the game can't control if she's a shitheel or not.
Listen, if they could control it, she wouldn't be a shitheel. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they'd want to shut the fuck up because once again,
Exactly.
they made the game and sales are being affected. Like,
Yeah.
my only reason for not liking the game was that they released the PlayStation 4 version like 200 years later than the PlayStation 5 version, which meant that by the time the PS4 version came out, I was already over it. And I had already seen like the vast majority of the gameplay, and I was like, oh, I don't really care anymore. Like, I'm kind of done.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, because Cyberpunk's been out, what, 3 years now? I
Yeah,
think it's come
Lord of
out
mercy.
since then that, like, investors in the game, like the people who are, like, holding the money,
Yeah.
fuck that game over.
Always.
By, like, release.
Always.
Like, they're like, you need to release it now so
Yeah.
you can recoup some money.
Same
And
thing happened
they're
with,
just like, no, it's busted.
Yeah, it's busted.
we
Same
need
thing.
more time.
Same thing happened with what's the other one? No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, yeah.
Yeah. Same thing. It was Sony and whoever like was like sponsoring the game, being like, no, we've decided the game needs to be released like today, and if not,
Yeah.
we're gonna sue you, classic company. We're gonna sue you. And it's like, okay, we'll release it today, and they're like, oh, the game's trash. It's like, oh, surprise, surprise.
Why just release a broken game? It's like, we
We told you. It's not ready.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's like? It's like if I'm the chef. I'm a professional chef, and I'm baking a cake for a 6-year-old's birthday, and this stupid kid is like, I want it now. Bring up the cake now. But I've waited for 5 whole minutes, and I'm like, fine, you can have what's currently done. And I bring
Right.
out a half-baked cake, and they're like, why isn't it ready?
Just batter in a bowl.
Just batter in a bowl. Like, I'm
Right.
still mixing it. It's in a glass bowl still. The oven isn't even warmed up. And then like, why isn't it done yet? Like,
Yep.
and you always got that one kid like fucking licking the batter out the bowl, being like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's bad. It's bad. Stop. You'll be okay.
Yeah,
But so
I'm looking forward to seeing how Idris Elba's character is like kind of incorporated in the game.
Yeah.
Because I was really surprised. The thing that, not to talk about
Agreed.
Cyberpunk too fucking much because we
Yeah,
have other
yeah.
stuff to talk about.
True.
But I was really surprised by how much Keanu was in the original game.
Yes.
Because
a ton.
I had expected he was gonna be kind of like what's his face in Metal Gear 5, Kiefer Sutherland.
Don't know who that is.
Like
Like,
he was Kiefer Sutherland's the main character in 24, the TV show 24,
yes. Okay. Good
Yeah.
man.
and
you know my language.
he plays Snake in Metal Gear, but he like doesn't talk. He's there for like 10 minutes.
And then he's
I
gone?
think like maybe in the entire run of the game he says like maybe 5 minutes worth of dialogue.
Seriously?
Right? Whereas in Cyberpunk, Keanu is there from like maybe he's at least there for 2/3 of the game.
Yep.
And like he repeatedly comes up and he
Mhm.
talks to you in like monologue, like you actually have conversations
Yeah,
with
yeah,
him.
yeah.
He's not just like
There and gone.
there and gone.
He's in a bunch of cutscenes I heard as well. Like he's in a bunch of like different like parts of the game. He kind of leads your character in certain like sections of the
He's
game.
literally up until the very last decision
Yeah.
in the game you make. He's in there. And I assume because in the trailer stuff they've shown, there's new stuff with his character.
Yo, so they brought him back.
They brought him back plus Idris Elba.
Keanu, listen, we do not deserve Keanu.
It's true.
We don't deserve Keanu.
What a guy.
What a guy. What a legend. What a lovely man.
And just it's also really funny because the character he plays is like a fucking super asshole.
Hell yeah.
So like hearing Keanu be like call someone a fucking cunt is really
Brilliant.
It's really funny. It's like, I
Yes.
fucking hate that cunt.
Fucking
It's like,
hate
oh,
that.
Keanu,
Fucking
like,
hate
come
that.
on, man.
Keanu, calm down. Would you kiss the Matrix with that mouth? Relax, Keanu. I love that, dude. Fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
Dog, hell yeah. It's pretty good. My week's been pretty chill. All I've done is, oh my god, I'm currently going through Japanese interview process, which, for those who don't know, Japanese interview process, a very long process. It's not 1 or 2 interviews. It's normally 3 interviews plus tests plus like other things as well.
Right.
That's also happening. So like I'm currently doing that, and I'm like, man, there are so many interviews to be done. And I was asking my friend, like, why are there so many like interviews in this like in like a Japanese company?
Because I enjoy wasting your fucking time
Bro,
for no reason.
do you know what it is? And it's the most obvious answer, and you're like, that makes sense. No one wants to take responsibility for hiring someone directly.
Right. So they're just like, oh, we hired them via committee.
Yep.
So everyone's at fault when they fuck it
Yep.
up.
Yep. So like, I think in like an American or British company, this is very important news for anyone who's like wants to come and work in Japan for a Japanese company. For like a British company, American company, it's like you can get in on word of mouth basically. Someone can go, hey, I want you to work here, and I'm the senior manager, and you go, wow, thanks, and then you're hired. Easy. And in very, very high positions, I'm sure that still holds true in Japan. But for like any other position, it's like, welcome to the gauntlet. Even if they're like, you're a shoo-in, they're definitely going to hire you. You still have to go through like all the interview processy, which is like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, a test, a secondary test. And like, even if you're a shoo-in, you fuck up an interview, you're out. Like, it's crazy. And once again, talking to my friend, it was basically like, yeah, it's because no one wants to take responsibility for hiring someone, be they good or bad. So it needs to be a committee thing where everyone like has an interview, then everyone sits in a room and they will go, was he good? And you go, yeah, and they go, cool. That's how I know, like, I'm pretty. We'll talk about what job it is and everything else in a bit. I see people asking. We'll talk about that stuff in a bit later. But like, well, when I get it and everything's like signed and secured. But a lot of it was basically like, during my second interview and during like my second interview test, my third interview date was already given to me. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, hey, the test's going to be this day, but also your third interview will be this day. Is that cool for you? And I'm like,
Right.
yeah, cool. Yeah, sure. That works. And I'm like, if this is so...
It's just
streamlined.
formality at
Yeah.
that point. Like, why are you having me write a test if you've already set me up for another interview?
In a sense, yeah, pretty much. I did the dumbest thing on the test as well, because it was like, one test was in English and one was in Japanese. And it's testing like, basically, how much did you lie on your CV is what it's testing, you know? It is. It's
Right.
in a sense, that's what it's testing. The position I'm going for is pretty high up. So it's like, hey, were you lying? Can you actually do these things? So the test
Right.
is pretty straightforward if you know what you're doing, if you've done this before. So I cleared it in about like 40 minutes max. It was easy. But there's one part of the test that was like in Japanese. And I'm like, man, this is annoying. I hate having to swap from English to Japanese during tests. But then again, you know, that's work. I'll be doing this every day anyway, so it's cool. And the test was like, hey, fill in these yellow sections of this document, basically. Download the document. Very important. You got to follow the steps. Step 1, download all the documents. Step 2, fill in the yellow areas. So I download all the documents, and there are no yellow areas in the documents. None.
Okay, so like it wasn't like a fillable PDF that had like the areas highlighted.
No. It was like just a document.
That seems like
fucking issue.
Yeah, it was really annoying. Like, it's something I'm definitely gonna talk to them when we have like the third interview, because having a downloaded PDF where you can just fill in the areas, it's a lot easier than the system they had in place. Because basically, I would download the document and you couldn't see the yellow areas, so I had to open the document in Google Docs.
Yeah.
So I could see the yellow areas, and then I could like fill them in on a separate sheet. But then that sheet was in like notes or something like that, and then I had to like save it into a PDF to send off. But then I also had 2 other sheets, one explaining the task and the other explaining like key terms.
Your workbook.
In a sense, yeah, all in Japanese. So I'm just there like, this is a lot of files.
Right, you're gonna miss something
Yeah.
and not hand it in, and
Yep.
then it's gonna be an issue.
Yep. And what I missed was I missed one of the yellow sections because I couldn't really see them because I had like 20 documents opened. So I
Right.
send the document in. I'm like, hey guys, here's everything done, blah blah blah. And obviously it's me, so like I'm always about like checking and rechecking my documents. So I go back over the document like an hour later after doing like a completely other test, and I'm like, oh my god, I've missed a yellow square, and the formatting of the documents I've sent has formatted weirdly as I've sent it, just because of how the document is basically.
Yep.
So I reformat it, send it again. I'm like, hey guys, really sorry to have to resend this document an hour later, but I was checking the document and the formatting seems weird. Here is another cleaner version. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Please don't hold this against me. I really do want to work here. Onegaishimasu.
Right.
Like, and I think everything else went fine, but that one part of the test where I had to resend something, when you feel like you have that feeling like, oh, is this gonna be?
Is this going to be a hindrance now?
Yeah,
Now it
it's-
looks like.
yeah.
Now it looks like I've looked up the answers.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
refilled
yeah.
in the thing.
Yeah, some bullshit like that. Is it gonna look like I didn't know what the fuck I
I
was
don't know
doing
if
or
you're
something?
given a take-home test. I just expect everyone to cheat. My
just
personal
get-
opinion.
This is like a test where you can't really cheat on it.
Oh, okay.
It's like you just got to know what you're doing, basically. You could look it up, but it'll take you a couple hours to search. Like,
Yeah, I'm
know what
not.
I mean?
Yeah, fuck that.
yeah, exactly. Once again, it's like a can you actually do this job test
Right.
in a sense. It was fun. It was an easy test. It wasn't that bad, but like I have that back of my head anxiety spike being like, hey, what if you fucked up? And I'm just like, stop it. Like, it's the worst. But anyway, apart from that, week's been pretty chill. Bunch of kickboxing, bunch of relaxing. Next week, I'm going to, next week I'm going to have to record on Monday. Because I'm going to go to Yamagata next.
Wait, so in 2 days?
No, next week.
Yeah.
Next week, Monday. The Monday after that.
Oh, the Monday after that.
Yeah. So next week from the 26th, I'm going to go Yamagata for a couple of days. And then after that, straight away, I'm going Yamanashi for like 2 days.
Okay.
So probably next podcast will be on the 2nd of October, new month. So there'll be that. Unless we can do it on the Monday and then record. I'll think about it. We'll work it out. That's off podcast topics. Anyway, that's how my week's been. It's been pretty good. Want to jump into the what's been going on this week in Japan?
Sure. Yes. Let's do that.
Dude, it's been ridiculous.
There's been a lot of stuff.
Do you want to start with the ridiculous stuff, then go on to talk about One Piece later on?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with the more heated topics, and then we'll die down to the more relaxed ones in a bit. So.
Heated is definitely the word.
Yeah, heated is definitely the correct word to use. So for those who know, I assume that by this stage everyone knows, a young man, a brave young man.
That's not the word I'd use.
Brave in a sense.
I mean, what really is the difference between bravery and stupidity?
It's a very thin line. The man has crossed the line and has sprinted towards the direction of stupidity.
Crossed the line, dived directly into the ground,
Bro, took
and
the
then
plane.
gave a thumbs up.
Wow, he did give a thumbs up as well. Let me fucking tell you this.
Oh
idiot.
yeah.
So everyone's worst enemy. Everyone's number one on the I want to punch this guy in the face list. Young man Johnny Somali was kicked off kick, as we're discussing last week.
Was he banned again?
No, so he was banned last week, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, yes, we've done it. The evil is defeated. This man has been kicked off the streaming service that's been like carrying him to Japan to let him do bullshit.
Yeah.
And then he was let back on.
Yes. Why? Kick needs to get their shit together.
What
that is a bad fucking look.
Dude, it's the worst fucking look. Like,
Yeah,
it's so
it's
bad
not.
that even people that haven't really been talking about this topic, like I know PDR spoke about it a little bit, but not.
I love
I love PDR.
I love PDR. I watched this
so
video on
good.
it the other night.
Dude, yes, it's so good. But like, even people that weren't really talking about it, once he was put back on Kick, were like, no, hold on,
Right? Yeah.
what the fuck's like? If this doesn't get you kicked off your site,
Mm.
what does? Right?
Yep.
Like, what
Yep.
does then? Like, if this isn't enough for you to go, okay, too much, then what are we gonna do in the site? Like, I don't understand why Kick's a thing. Like, first and foremost, I think it was meant to be the whole like Twitch but more freedom of speech or something like that. Was that what it was
Mhm.
meant to be?
Yep.
Or like Twitch but more right wing,
Yes.
offensive Twitch in a sense. And then I got it. I was like, cool, you're offensive Twitch, but even then, you've got to have limits because you still need to like keep the lights on. You still need like sponsors, you know.
Yep.
So if the line isn't here, then where is the line? I think if anyone is, if anyone enjoys watching streamers, if anyone enjoys watching like live streamers doing whatever they're doing in Japan, I think it's up to you guys the most to like avoid people using Kick, avoid watching things on Kick, avoid even being curious and clicking on people's streams
Stuff. Yeah.
on Kick, because every click shows them that this is what people want to see. So I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll probably say it again and again in the future. Ignore these people on the weird platforms they use, because if you don't, it just like fuels into it.
Mhm.
Which is what's happening with Johnny Somali. But yeah, he got put back on, very upsetting. Until David, what happened to Johnny Somali?
So I'm not 100% sure on the specific timeline of
Okay,
this,
go on.
but so he got put back on Kick, and I specifically, did you see he there's like a clip of him going around. He's
Yeah.
like, and he like literally says, "I will not stop until they either kick me out,
Yep.
or I'm dead."
Yep.
So
yep,
it's
yep,
like,
yep,
okay,
Yep.
that you've made a pretty hard stance on it then, right? Okay. So after that, I think it's really funny, right? Because there's a couple things that are going on here,
Yeah.
right? After he got bopped the first time, he started to DMCA claims about
Yes.
a video clips of him
Mm-hmm.
because I think he realized like, oh,
Oh,
shit,
shit.
like now people are starting to give me attention in a way that I had not anticipated because I
Yep.
got bopped in the face,
Mhm.
regardless of if the guy knew who he was or not, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter,
he's
yeah.
being a fucking nuisance, so he got smacked. So he started to DMCA stuff, and then afterward, he would like go around with a mask on, but like
Yeah. The weird.
but like it's still your channel, and obviously you and your voice is the same. Like it's not, you're not obfuscating anything, right?
No, we know who you are. Like.
So he puts on this mask and he's like harassing people still, and then decides he's going to go into a construction site for a hotel.
Dude, yeah, for a fucking hotel.
Right. And he goes in the hotel, and immediately like the foreman, it must have been the foreman.
Yeah, the foreman came out. The foreman was like, what are you doing in
Yeah.
here? Get out. You can't be in here. This is an active construction site, made worse by, didn't like a few days ago, like a big metal pole or something in Shibuya like fell down, killing like two
I didn't hear
people?
about that.
You know about this?
No.
Bro, a couple
I
days.
heard about the fire in Shibuya.
Oh yeah, so a couple days ago, let me find the exact story. But a few days ago, a metal girder fell Tokyo. I'm typing in keywords so it comes up. Yeah, a metal girder like fell down in Tokyo and basically like killed.
Tokyo Station.
There you go. Thank you, Tokyo Station. Thank you guys. Killed 2 people, injured 5, I believe.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a big thing. And then after this man is walking onto a construction site being like,
Right.
I'm
just gonna be
for
a fucking
around.
nuisance, right?
Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, everyone's on high alert. Everyone's really thinking about safety. If your 9 to 5 is working a construction site, you've definitely seen this. And so you're like, fuck, we need to make sure we are being so careful, because if that happens in big man Tokyo Station, in this hotel we're constructing in Osaka, it could also happen.
Right.
Let's be careful. Make sure only personnel who need to be here are here. Make sure things are double strapped. cross T's, dot the I's, blah,
Right,
blah, blah,
because
blah.
your company doesn't need an accidental homicide on their record, right?
There we go. So someone just walking into a construction site being like, I'm here to like do kick stuff.
He came in there and he was like going like, I'm here to work. I'm here to work.
Yes.
It's like,
I've got exactly what he was saying. He was saying to the plant workers, Fukushima, 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 mocking the 2011 triple meltdown at Fukushima.
But it's not even like you're just saying the name of a place.
Yeah.
Right? Like he
Fucking
is
idiot.
so dumb.
Yep.
He can't even do like racism correct.
No.
It's like,
No, because you're at this stage, you're not being racist. You gotta understand this. You're not being racist. You're currently mocking a disaster that happened like 9 years, 10 years ago, 11 years ago now, 12, 13, whatever. Yeah, like over the 10 years ago. But like, still, this is very fresh in people's mind, only because that area still hasn't really fully recovered. Like,
But like it doesn't even make sense though, right?
It doesn't.
It's not
makes
like
no sense.
it's not like you went into like a seafood like
exactly.
like a sushi shop
Yeah,
and we're just yelling like Fukushima because the fish are radioactive, right?
yeah, whatever. Yeah,
That makes sense because it's at least related.
yeah.
You just walked into a construction site and just went Fukushima, Fukushima, woo woo.
Ooh,
Like,
I'm here to work. Blue, blue, blue. And it's like, well,
so as I'm trying to imagine this from like the Japanese speaker's perspective,
bro, I'm baffled.
you look
Like an idiot.
insane.
Yeah.
Just shouting Fukushima. It's like, okay, it'd be like going to America and being like, Texas, Texas,
Honestly, yeah.
Texas.
No,
It's like,
honestly,
okay.
honestly, yeah. And you're like
Okay.
you're like in the middle of Ohio. I'm like trying to build something, and a random Japanese guy comes up to me. He's like, Texas, Texas. And he's wearing like a weird cowboy knuckle mask. He's just Texas. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what about it?
What happened? What happened there, boy? Texas? What about Texas? I'm just gonna be confused. Like, did someone lose their child? Has someone lost their young boy?
Right. It's not funny. You just look like you have brain damage.
Yeah, you look like especially considering there's a guy following him recording his
with
actions.
a camera.
Yeah, with a
You're like,
camera.
oh, you're dumb.
Yeah, I get it. I'd probably connect. I'd connect it like, oh my god, this man is looking. He wants to go to Fukushima. He's trying to get to. Oh, is this guy recording him? Oh, he's stupid. Oh, got it.
Got it.
Hashimoto. Yeah, call the police. I'm not dealing with. I have a.
Gotta
I have
send
a.
him to the loony bin.
Bro, set him to the loon. My man's got a Halloween mask. It's September, my guy. Relax. You're screwing Fukushima. There's a guy filming you. You clearly have mental issues. Call the police. Get this guy locked up for his own safety.
Because if I'm in that situation, I'm looking at this guy like, what are you
doing?
I don't understand what's the joke.
What's the joke? What's the racism? What's going on here?
It's not like he's come into the construction site and just like said expletives in Japanese. Swear at people and like actually like harassing them in Japanese and like, breaking or throwing stuff. He's
being
literally
nuisance.
walked in and just went Fukushima, okay.
And everyone went,
Cool.
yeah, you can't be here. This is a construction site, you fucking idiot. Get out.
Yeah.
Dumbass. What a fucking dumbass. But anyway, so he did that. And the Japanese police were like, yeah, this is, we don't like that. None of that. So it's a really interesting video where basically he is outside a convenience store. I think it's like the same evening probably the same evening.
It's the same evening. Yeah.
So he's outside a convenience store. And obviously the foreman's like called the police and be like, hey, this guy's like being weird. And he's like got a guy filming him. Can you like come and get your boy, basically? And the police were like, say less. And they turned up. And not only did they turn up, they turned up. They came in unmarked cars. Remember, you gotta remember.
So there's a little bit more to this story.
Tell me, go
They
on.
had unmarked like police, like
Following
plainclothes
him.
police following him.
Yes.
And just building a case. They're like, we're not gonna do anything.
No. We're just gonna follow.
We're just gonna follow him.
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. This is a very important point I missed out. The night before he was arrested, so the night before all this happened during the day with the construction stuff, and at night, he was trying to go to like bars and stuff
in Osaka. Yeah.
And the police told the bars, do not let
serve
him in.
Yeah.
Do not serve him. You serve him, we're going to come down. We're going to deal with you guys as well. Do not serve this man. Don't entertain this man. Do not let this man on your property. This man is under investigation. So the Japanese police are like not famous for doing this, but they're very known for like taking a very long time to build a case on you because once they arrest you, they want to
Right, like they're just in the corner, tying the noose.
Yep.
They're just waiting.
They're waiting.
Like, eventually, you're just gonna stick your head right in the hole.
Yeah,
you don't
literally.
have to do anything.
In a sense that they're building a noose around your neck, and the longer he was here for fucking around, the worse it got for him. If he was a smarter man, the second he went to a bar and they were like, "Yeah, no, we can't serve you," I'd be like, "Oh, the noose is tightening. I need to get."
The first time you'd be like, "Oh, you're racist." The second time and the third time, I'd be like, something is up.
Yes,
That's weird.
that's weird. It's time for me to get the fuck out of here. Because if I'm in Japan, if I'm in any country and I'm doing fuckery and I'm an idiot.
I mean, I kind of agree, Jay. Funny when you're talking about cops being naff last week and then this week they actually do their job.
It took them 3 months. They finally did their job. And as much as I want to like be like, "Oh, well done, Japanese police. You finally got your man."
Right.
It took you a fucking long time. And yet he left, came back. He's been in and out of this fucking country. You guys could arrest him.
And he filmed all of his crimes.
He filmed, so basically, apparently, here's what it takes for the Japanese police to arrest someone. You need to, 1, be in and out of the country constantly, constant records.
Yep.
2, film every single one of your crimes, all of them. Live stream them. But that's not enough. You then must create some kind of weird hate bubble in Japan where like the international and national community hates you and just starts reporting against you constantly. Because people were calling the police, constantly being like, "Hey, come and get your boy.
The dickhead's here.
He's back.
Yep.
Come and get your boy." It takes all of that, him like traveling through multiple prefectures, and then took him to go to Osaka to try to do the same fuck around to then find out. But it took that long. Like, in any other country, this would have been dealt with from the get-go.
Right.
It'd have been like, "Oh, man in area being fuckboy, send the drone. Nuke him. Let's deal with this." Like, the police would have been on like that. Like, you're under arrest. Public disturbance.
Yeah. He would have been eating concrete pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty quickly. Like, any country would have done this. Only in Japan can you fuck around for this long and still... And, yeah, you found out, but it took a long fucking time to find out. So, like...
That X... the X-axis on the graph was really long.
Really long. Like, Japan, it takes people too long to find out in Japan. Like, you can fuck around too much here. UK, America, I think any other country, it would have been dealt with a lot quicker. Like, could you imagine?
Probably, yeah.
Could you imagine doing this in Canada? Like, if you were in
No. Dude, the hate speech laws in Canada.
There we go.
You'd be done.
There we go. Straight away.
Like, it wouldn't even be. I don't think there would be a debate.
No.
Like. Yeah. No.
Yeah, done. Exactly.
It would be very obvious to 99.9% of people that you're out there just trying to like get a rise from people.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're having like a Nazi rally or something.
No,
you're literally just out there with the express intent purpose of saying some shit to annoy people. Right?
America, same thing. If it did in America, the police would not have had to got involved. There would have been fights. He would have been beat the fuck up. UK, same thing. You can't go outside a pub in the UK and be like, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." You will be beat up like 110% of the time. You cannot go anywhere and do this nonsense apart from Japan, which is why I think Japan needs to show a little bit stronger, like, a little bit more force when it comes to these people, just because one, being arrested, great, we love to see it, but we need more because there's more of them here. There's the Australian guy as well that's here currently still doing fuckery. I'm sure there's another one somewhere doing fuckery as well. Like, let's make it quick. But I'm not gonna rag on the Japanese police too much this week just because they did eventually arrest him, so I'll give them that. But then again, to finish my point, as I was saying, if he was a smarter man and he was getting turned away from bars in Osaka, he should have realized, oh, something's up. I should leave Japan, right?
Yeah.
Let me leave the prefecture. Let me leave Japan. Let me not stay in this city who is now actively against me. But, he's like...
I mean, if you had 2 brain cells to rub together, right?
Yeah. Maybe an idea would have came to him, but here we go. But then again, yeah. So they, after the whole construction thing, they were like, okay, this is too much. We're going to get him. So armored police cars rolled up. Policemen on bikes came up. Everyone sort of hooked him up, arrested him, took his phone, took his bag. And then I think because the police obviously didn't understand how to stop the live stream from live streaming.
It just kept going.
It just kept going, which is a treat for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
It was great. Like, police was like, how do I turn this off? It's like, we'll just...
Oji-chan policeman who's spent more time in a koban than he has on the internet is like asked to turn off a live stream. It's like, okay, sure.
He's like, oh, Takaguchi, turn this off while we arrest him. Some kind of a...
There's only one button on this thing.
Some kind of Walkman.
Yeah, right. Where does the sound come out?
Wait, where's the CD go? Where's the tape recorder? What's going on there? Like, fucking classic G-chan nonsense.
Yeah.
But it's there on the entire time. I think, for those not seeing the video starts in a sense of him, like, outside the convenience store. He's like, surrounded by police officers. It's a great sight to see.
Oh, it's funny.
It's great. Because, like, one police guy is basically, like, reading him off charges. And what happens in Japan is that they don't go, you're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. They go, hey, whoosh. The guy pulled out, like, a clipboard. And he's like, at 12:25 p.m. on October the 1st, whatever, you did this in this location. Whoosh. At 8:27 p.m. Like, he's like, listen, we have the evidence of you doing all this stuff. And for that, you're under arrest. And Mr. Somali himself, not knowing, like, what the fuck's going on.
The procedures
ain't
are.
Japanese. Yeah, he's like, what are you talking about? What's going on here? I'm so confused.
Because his interaction with the police so far has been like, oh, the police show up, they're like, go away, we don't want to deal with you, and he goes away, and then everything's fine.
Yep.
But now they're like showing up en masse, grabbing him, and being like, don't fucking move.
Yeah. No, you're staying here. Because I think he thought it was gonna be like the whole Ueno situation.
We're gonna stern talking to
Yeah. Hey, listen here, young lad. You gotta stop with the Meiwaku, because you know that's not good. I heard the funniest fucking thing yesterday at dinner. I was dying. We're talking a little bit about this, and then someone goes, "No, wait, you can't do crime in Japan. Crime's illegal here." I was like, "Bro,
it's true.
It's true.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. You can't do crime here. That's illegal." That was the funniest fucking thing. But no, I think Somali was living on that logic where he was like, oh, crime here.
I'm untouchable.
I'm untouchable.
I haven't actually done anything, right?
Yeah. I'm fine. I've not actually done anything. Being a nuisance, yuck, that's not a crime. It is. I think every time he had a thing with the police, and the police were like, don't do that again. And he went, okay, Dad.
Yeah.
And walked away. It kind of emboldened him to be more of a dickhead.
Yeah, because he got away with it.
So in this situation, it's really funny where he's trying to walk away. He's trying to because they take his bag, they take his phone, and he's trying to take his phone back. He's trying to take his bag back.
At one point, he's like, call the embassy.
He's like, call the embassy.
What's the embassy gonna do for you, bro? They're gonna look at you and be like,
bro, that's tough.
That's a shame.
That's hard for you.
Yeah, I heard that wasn't him. That was someone else, Dan.
What?
Filming under a girl's skirt.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was Gino, the other guy who got sent to prison with him. They can be bunk buddies.
Yes, fucking fantastic. So there was another guy as well. So basically, he kept trying to grab his phone. He kept trying to grab his bag and stuff. Police were like, "Yeah, don't touch me. Don't touch the phone. Don't I think one guy said 3-4 times. He's like, "No, don't touch me. Don't touch the phone."
Yeah,
but obviously
in English too. He's like, "Don't touch it."
Yeah, once a couple times Japanese, then in English he's like, "Don't touch it." Didn't listen. Then he fucking whipped them handcuffs on him, threw in the back of a fucking car.
It's funny because I don't know specifically what they said.
Yeah,
but the guy is listening on his thing.
Yeah,
and he literally goes, "Can we arrest this dude?" And then it comes through the thing, and they're like, "Yeah, dude."
Yeah.
And immediately they're all like,
straight
"Okay,
away,
cool.
get him."
They just whip out the cuffs. Psh, and at that point he's like, "Oh, I'm actually getting arrested."
Yeah,
like,
of
what?
course. Listen, you can't everyday fuck around with the Japanese police.
I do love 3 unmarked cars show up, dudes get out in plain clothes, and they all slap on
they fucking slap on their hats,
copper hats.
Bro, that is so funny. It's meme worthy. That's hilarious.
He's got a copper hat in the back pocket.
Guy pulls out of his car. He's like, "Oh no, Mr. Tanaka." Puts his hat on. Keisatsu Tanaka. What do we do? It came like that. It was like a meme you'd find on this podcast, which was fucking beautiful. I loved it. But yeah, they whipped him up, put cuffs on him, took him away. And what made me sleep really well at night was knowing that, as you said, his videographer was also arrested.
Yeah.
It was bloody fantastic.
There's a third guy too.
Getting arrested?
A third guy. He wasn't there at the time.
Yeah.
But the police are looking for him. And they eventually found him too. So now he's been arrested as well. But there's a video of him because he was also streaming on Kick where he's like,
fantastic.
the cops are looking for me, and he's like, I can't go anywhere. He's like, I can't go to the airport and just leave because
No,
they'll know who the fuck I am.
Yeah, stop.
Because you're black in Japan. You're,
You're
like
done.
1% of the 2% of people, right?
You're done.
So they're like, oh, okay, like, foreigner guy just suddenly wants to leave? Weird.
Weird. This random black guy's changed his ticket from in 2 weeks' time to right now.
Yeah.
So
he got arrested
also.
as well. So it's him,
Nice.
Gino, and a third guy who all got arrested. So good. So
Excellent.
what does that actually mean, though?
Yeah.
Right? Well,
It means a lot.
I've done some research.
David,
about
what does this
that
mean?
actually means. So, what is he actually being charged with? He's being charged with trespassing.
Great charge.
And probably more. I think it's like, basically, so here's the thing. In Japan, trespassing is not taken lightly.
No, it's not.
So
Yeah.
it's under, I believe, what is it under the Article 132 of the Dwelling Rights Law. So for the trespassing penalty for illegally entering a residence, dwelling, building, or ship.
Or ship.
Weird that they specify ship.
They
as
had
well,
to make sure.
but
yeah, or
sure.
ship.
So if you were found guilty, you could face up to 3 years imprisonment or a fine of 500,000 yen.
Lord have his mercy on my soul.
500,000 yen is nothing, though, because I think he could make that back streaming.
500,000 yen.
It's about $4
US
grand
dollars.
US.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like $4 grand US.
So to me, that's like whatever.
Can he make that back streaming if Kick finally decides to ban him?
No, probably definitely not.
There we go. I think a streamer being arrested, 3 streamers being arrested on stream is enough to have them permanently banned. And if not, I don't know what the fuck you need to do.
As a service, right? Let's talk about Kick for a hot
Yes.
second here. As a service, if you are actively broadcasting people doing crimes and their arrest, that is not a good look for your company.
No.
Now, I understand Kick is basically ran by illegal crypto gambling,
It is.
but
it is.
that is skirting some kind of weird bylaw where it's legal but only just.
Yeah.
I think that's irrelevant in the case that you are now streaming actual crime.
Yep, exactly. Like it's not even a case of like, oh, there's a fine line. No, there's not a fine line.
No.
It's crime
It's
or
crime.
it's not crime.
It's not, yeah.
It's very
You
straightforward.
either got arrested or you didn't.
There we go. Well, maybe it's just being made. The man got arrested on camera. Who's denying
Right.
this? The reporters came and took his photo as he was thrown into the back of a police car.
Oh, I forgot, too, is that because he got arrested, they released his full fucking real name
they did,
on TV.
They did, yeah.
So, Mr. Somali, or should I call you Rami,
Rami,
Mr. Ishmael?
Mr. Ishmael Rami, you fucking degenerate.
See, like now you done fucked up.
Ishmael Ramzi
Yeah.
Khalid. Bro, you done fucked up.
Because now you've done fucked up. Because now everyone on the internet has your fucking real name.
That's so bad.
That is
That's
like
so
a hop,
fucked.
skip, and a jump from being doxxed literally every second of the entire day.
You can't. You're kind of fucked. Like really, when you think about it, you've kind of ruined your entire life. Like really and truly, that there is no coming back from this. And like no one living in Japan currently, no one who learns about Japan in the future is gonna go, do you know what? Yeah, I forgive him. Yeah, he was just goofing off. Boys will be boys. No,
Right.
no, like you've kind of fucked up. And then imagine any date you go on. So imagine like it's 10 years in the future and you're like, oh God, what happened? Go on. Share the joke.
Fucking Dan. Unfortunately, the police can't process him because his name
It
doesn't
doesn't
fit
fit
into the
into 6
same
character
character limit. Oh, fuck,
Fucking
that's funny.
classic. Bro, they're just holding him. They're like, fuck, what do we do?
I just guess we processed
What do
three
we
different
do?
files.
It's fucking half Thrift Connor only. How do we get his name in there?
Oh, fuck,
Lord
that's
have
funny.
mercy. Oh,
Goddamn.
that's brilliant. Good job. Fucking great job.
Oh,
Dan.
my God. But yeah, so
Oh,
I mean,
God.
it's. I think like that is like a little bit of karma. Even if he manages to get off lighter than people would hope, that is karma in a way that I think is irreversible now because now everyone knows your name, right?
Yep. Everyone knows
And
you are.
you can't hide that anymore.
You gotta realize, people are really petty.
Oh
and
yeah.
people will do. I've read stories on Reddit. I've heard things from like the Reddit reading YouTube channels and stuff where like people have gone, oh, this person fucked me over in 1922. So for the next 55 years, I called up every one of their jobs and said they were a pedophile. Like shit
Right.
like that. Like legitly.
I've written an automated script to bot call his cell phone every 2 minutes.
Yes, stuff like that. I wrote a script that basically calls every one of his employees when he goes to interview and basically sends a fucking dossier of all of his crimes. Like shit
Am
like
I
that.
saying you should do that?
Listen,
No.
I'm not saying anything.
No. But if it happens,
Listen,
I ain't gonna feel bad about it.
I'm not gonna feel bad. I don't have the power to stop it. I'm not Jesus Christ. I can't stop you from doing something.
I know we're not gonna reiterate this.
We've
You're
done
not
this, yeah.
white. I get it.
We've got. Fuck off. But yeah, the guy potentially has ruined his life, and I'm kind of here for it. I knew the other guy got arrested, the camera guy, but I didn't know about the third man also being arrested.
Yeah, I'd found that out today, so that was another nice little wrinkle to that story.
Do you think this could be a case of the police basically going, okay, we got to get rid of all these streamers? Because there's like the one Australian guy as well. Do you think they're going to go after him too? I hope so.
Dude, honestly, if you want my honest opinion,
Yeah, I do.
IRL streamers are fucking scum.
They are.
Like most of them are fucking scum.
Yep.
Now, I say this knowing people in real life who are IRL streamers, perfectly nice,
Great people.
well-adjusted people.
I know them personally. Amazing humans. Would have a drink with them any time
But
of day.
I think that they are the exception, not the rule.
Yes. Yes. No. Yes. I agree. No, you're right. It's very. How to explain this? The ones who are the exception, they spend a lot of time, like, really forming good relationships with like restaurants and cafes and places they want to stream. They're very polite about the ways that they're going to go and stream. Don't like bother other customers. You know, it's a very intricate dance. And then there's everyone else who goes, "Hi guys, welcome to my stream. I'm in Cometa Coffee's silent reading only area." And you're like, well, fuck.
Right.
Now you've ruined it for everyone.
Right, because
Like,
now I can never go to Cometa Coffee because now they have instituted a policy where it's like, fuck all live streamers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which, on the one hand, I'm kind of like, dude, that sucks for people who are like doing this legitimately and that's their job and that's how they make money and they're perfectly nice and they ask for permission to film and all this other stuff.
Yep.
At the same time, I would rather get rid of all those fucking scumbags.
This, if we just get rid of all of them, it's a blank. There's a blank canvas. We've cleared the field. Now we can start again. This just happened. Johnny Somali on Yahoo News front page right now.
Oh, good.
Man is on the front page of Yahoo News.
Well, he got famous.
Jeez, dude. Yeah. Oh, they call him a YouTuber. YouTuber.
I don't think Kick is popular in Japan. They don't know what Kick is, right? So
Hey, you gotta like. You can't just call the man a YouTuber.
yeah, you can't just call him a YouTuber. Like that's not.
Don't do that.
some due diligence on.
I
your...
beg you. Hold on, let's look at that one. Oh wow, they go. David. Yeah, they called him a fucking YouTuber.
Yes, Tyrone. Yahoo News still exists somewhere. Yeah.
Bro, they got his face on the front of the fucking.
Yahoo News got bought by a Japanese company. Yahoo News is Japanese now.
Yep, it's Japanese now. Yeah, it's like only in Japan basically. Nowhere else uses it. I know, right? It's fucking stupid. But yeah, pretty much they're getting arrested. Everyone's going to prison. I'm in a good mood. It's fucking fantastic.
So what does that mean, right?
Go on.
He's going to prison. What,
He is.
Well, like, kind of, but not really.
Yeah.
Yet. That remains to be seen.
Yeah.
So, understandably, I guess, okay, maybe we should explain how getting arrested in Japan works, right? So, when you get arrested in Japan, you are taken to the local koban, or whatever koban is arresting you. So, I think they got arrested in... Minamiku?
I think so. It was Minamiku.
Minamiku. So they
Yeah,
went to
it's
the Minamiku Center, whatever holding area, right?
Yeah.
And they get sent there, and they just get held, right? So the company, the police,
The police.
the police can hold you for 23 days before charging you. So that means they can just hold you indefinitely for 23 days without charging you for anything.
Yep.
And during those 23 days, they're going to build a case against you.
Yep.
So they literally have a month to comb every single thing this person's done.
It's so easy.
A month. I don't even think it would take a day.
No. At the end of the day as well, like, it's like, okay, we've got you on trespassing. This is going to be the
We
big...
got him trespassing. His latest stream is him trespassing.
Boom.
Boom. Done.
Job done. We've got him. Dead to rights.
Right.
Cool. Next. Let's just Google his name really quickly. Wow, look at that.
Also doing shit in Thailand. Also doing stuff in Singapore. Right. Like, oh man.
All the stuff in Tokyo that he's been doing, like, you're good.
Yep. Easy.
You're fine.
It's not. It would not be hard to build a case. Maybe for imprisonment, but at least the minimum of deportation.
Yeah. I hope they do. At least they build a case. I want to hold him for 23 days.
Maximum.
Maximum.
Yeah, hold him.
As a taxpayer, I will flip the bill.
foot the bill.
I will flip the bill for that. I will come down and cook all of his meals. I will flip
the
that shit.
only time I'm willing to spend my tax dollars to
yes.
keep someone in prison.
I'm about to fucking furusato nose in my tax to Minamiku so I can keep this motherfucker in prison for longer, bro.
I'd actually use it if that was the case. If I got to pick if someone
hell.
stayed in prison longer.
Bro,
and they were an asshole.
I have furusato nose emails coming being like, hey, do you want to give money to like this prefecture and we'll give you like beef?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the Johnny Somali email to come in.
Right.
Hey, you only need to pay $19.99.99 and we'll hold this motherfucker
Hold it for 23 days.
23 days. I'm writing a check right fucking now.
Right.
No time wasted. Here's my hunko and a blank check. Right when you need to write. Let's make this happen. What a cunt. But I want him to be held for 23 days and then put him in prison for a little bit, maybe a year or two, and then deployed. I think
For
that
10 years.
For 10 years. Yeah.
Because the minimum is 10 years.
It's 10 years.
Deportation.
It's only 10 years?
The minimum is 10 years.
That's the minimum?
Yeah. I don't know what the fucking maximum is, but I know
Lifetime.
like if you get deported, it's like there's like a 5-year ban and like a 10-year ban, and usually the 5-year ban is like for stuff like if you overstay your working visa
or something,
illegally, and
yeah.
then they have to deport you or whatever, right?
I think we should do, because the man's been doing live streaming. You know, he's been trying to get popular off these live streams. So I think what we should do is we go 26 days he's held, and then we go he's in prison for like 3 years. Give him max sentence, you know, 3 years, and then it's like, okay, now you're gonna be deported for 10 years. But during this 10 years deportation, and you know probably a little bit longer, but 10 years is the minimum. So let's say 20 years. During this 20-year deportation, if any Japanese citizen or Japanese national spots you, it's legally on site. I think that'll be good. It's legally on site, which means if I get PR, I can legally beat you up in the streets of Thailand, in the rivers of America, in the valleys of Georgia. I can beat you up on site, and it's sanctioned by the Japanese government. I think that's a nice flexible crime for the flexible bullshit he was doing in the country for so long, right?
Yep. And here's the thing: is I don't think Mr. Johnny understands what Japanese prison is going to be like.
He does not.
I think he has no fucking idea.
Bro, he's in for it.
Yeah.
He is, because you can have visitors, but you can only speak in Japanese to the visitors, and there's always someone watching as well. Apparently, then you speak if you're lawyer in any language, but visitors definitely Japanese. The meals are like weird vegetarian meals. Yeah. And then it's like you're basically confined to your cell.
And then when you're in your cell, you cannot talk.
Yeah, you cannot talk in your cell. You cannot talk. They will beat you the fuck up. There's no.
It is on record that Japanese prison guards are like notoriously brutal.
Horrible people. Awful. Like there was the woman who like died in detention.
Yeah.
Because she was like, I'm literally dying. Like my
and they just go, I don't care.
They were like, yeah, I don't care. They're like, my pancreas is exploding.
And that was like a big fucking deal.
That was huge. Yeah, like these guards are notoriously bad. Someone literally died in their ward and still nothing was done about it.
No.
It's horrible. And things need to be done about it.
And it's regimented too. It's not
Yes,
not like, oh, I'm in my thing and they let me sleep in till 10. It's like, oh no, crack of dawn, you
get
are
up. Get up. Now
and
sit
go
there.
do whatever. oh, we're gonna have shower time now. Squat down, we'll spray you with a hose.
Yep.
Like that is literally what it's like.
Yep.
If you have never seen anything about Japanese prisons,
horrible.
go look up some stuff.
It's
It is
horrible.
it's
It's
fucking brutal.
It's bad. Like Japanese prisons are the prisons that Americans wish their prison system was basically.
Like Japan does
Like,
not
seriously.
care about rehabilitation. Japan cares about
Punishment.
imprisonment and
Yeah.
punishment.
Yeah. It's like a holdover from like the weird Meiji Jidai era where it was basically like, we're not here trying to rehabilitate you to society. We just want to punish you.
No, you've already done the fucked up thing.
Yeah.
And now here's your punishment.
Yeah. You've done crime. Now punishment. They read that one book and they were like, makes sense.
Crime
But-
and punishment.
But they only read the title. They were like, crime and punishment?
They flip it over to the back. They're like, it's too many words.
Hey, I didn't even know that. I'm happy for your story that happened, Chief. But anyway, we got the gist of it. Crime, then punishment.
I
Bet.
agree, Dan. Like he's gonna be like, oh, it's racist in the prison. It's like,
Yeah.
Hey, smart guy. Here's a pro tip. If you don't go to prison, you don't have this problem.
Listen,
You could have avoided the racism if you just hadn't. Oh wait, if you just hadn't been racist in the
Wow.
first place, you could have avoided the other racism inflicted on you
Wow.
for being a racist fuck.
see how that works?
So like this is kind of a little bit, of
chickens coming home to roost.
yeah, it's you've made your bed, now sleep in it.
Now sleep in it. This is a great situation, a glorious day for all.
I
yeah.
will follow this with a close eye
Oh,
because
same.
man, whatever at the end of the day, if he gets a fine, if he gets prison time, I will be so happy.
We will report
and
back.
if he does not change his way and he somehow gets out and is still on kick,
Imagine.
oh Lord,
He's done.
I hope he gets like arrested or worse. And here's the funny thing too, right?
Go on.
Is I think Mr. Somali doesn't understand this.
Mm.
Jordan, I want to pose you a question.
Go on.
He went to a construction site, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Who runs most of the construction in Japan?
Holy fucking shit. The fucking yaks. I didn't even think about
Who's
that.
in the prison in Japan?
Holy it's all fucking yaks.
Yeah. So I hope he has a great time in prison.
David, I didn't even think about
Oh.
that. It's all yaks.
Oh man, the second that boy gets put into Gen
Oh,
Pop
he's
with yaks.
done. Oh man. No, what the fuck? I didn't even think about it. Yeah, because in prisons don't play around. There's a whole system. There's gonna be no movie style ending of
Right.
oh wow, but you're the cool foreigner in prison
Right.
because you're not cool. You have the
No.
personality of a dry cracker in the sun. Like this is not gonna work. He's fucked, my guy.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Fuck me.
It just gets better.
Okay, we'll keep a very close eye on this story
Mhm.
because it's gonna be very exciting. But before we jump over to our last topic, let's have a quick word from one of our quick cross promotion from another podcast on our network. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Enjoy.
In today's age, you need a podcast you can trust. That's why you need Hair of the Dogcast. Entertaining and well-informed discussions on both video games and beer. Meet our local podcast team. Dylan,
I'm out here on the street, Brad, and everyone's clamoring for better podcasts.
our new rookie correspondent, Tyler.
I play The Witcher.
And I'm Brad, and I'm slowly learning to hate myself in video games. And Dylan's reporting to us live from Kingdom Hearts 3.
There's a lot of Frozen here. Too much Frozen.
Hair of the Dogcast is a podcast you can trust. On your favorite podcast app every Wednesday, or whenever I decide to post it. Only on the Tokyo Beat Podcast Network.
And
we're back. We're back, boys. So enough about the weird goings on in the Japanese legal system and crime and such. Let's talk about One Piece live action. Because your boy finally made it to the end of, close enough to the end of One Piece live action that I can discuss One Piece.
Am I allowed to talk spoilers about the last episode?
Yeah, I don't
Do you
care. Yeah, no, I don't care. Go for it. I don't give a shit. Cool. Because I've seen it all, so.
Hey, right. You've read or watched.
Yeah, I read and or watched everything, so it's like, yeah, cool, whatever. Like,
Okay.
where
Where
do
do we want to
start?
start?
Where do we
'Cause
start?
You had watched episode 1,
I had.
and now you've watched 2
Like-
through 7.
Yeah, 2 through 7, basically.
Okay.
2 through 6 or 7? Yeah, basically 2 through 7.
What was the last episode you watched? What happened?
Don Krieg dies, Zoro got slashed, Arlong. They made all the Arlong fish pirates black. Fucking fantastic.
So okay, so they're going to the town.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you get
yeah.
to the town.
yes.
Yeah, okay,
I
so
think I
it's
stopped
episode 7.
Yeah, I stopped like halfway through an episode somewhere. But
Okay,
yeah.
So, spoilers for a 20-plus-year-old show, but
Spoilers
it's new,
One
but
Piece?
it's not like
Yeah.
yeah.
Spoiler warning
don't-
either way.
You know, okay. I'll say it right now. We'll give you a couple seconds. I'm gonna give you proper warning right now. We're gonna talk about the show.
Mhm.
If you're watching the show and you wanna be surprised by the show that's based off the manga that's
Based off the
based
show.
off the show, I don't know what to tell you. It's been out for a while. Like it's hey, One Piece has been around for 29 odd years. So
But yeah.
Okay.
That's your warning. Done. We're jumping into it.
okay,
I enjoyed it.
okay. Is that it? This is your review?
No,
I
as
enjoyed it?
a whole, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. There are certain parts that I didn't really like. One is just because I've seen the anime so many times that the parts I wanted to skip was all the bits where it's like, now we're gonna talk about Zoro's past and how sad he was as a boy. And I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. Next, I've seen
okay.
this. I've done
But
this.
is that just because you've already seen it?
Yes, it's
Like twice?
Yes, it's just because I've seen it like multiple times. I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. I don't want to see it again. Next, basically. But
Okay.
that's like me being like selfish. But from like a purely first time watcher, I've never seen this show called One Piece before. Point of view, it's great. It weaves it in ways that isn't too heavy handed. There's no one whole 20 minutes of the episode like focused on like why Zoro's sad or whatever. So like that's good
Yeah,
at least.
yeah.
Like I'm glad that the pacing's pretty decent. But no, it's not bad. I enjoyed it. Like
Okay.
I think it was good. That one thing really annoyed me. I'm sure others will come to me, but for the time being,
That's
I
it.
was like,
That's the only thing that annoyed you.
probably more will come to me. But
Okay.
I'll get your.
Do you want to go episode by episode then?
Yeah, that's cool. Let's do that.
Okay.
Alright.
So let me just pull up a thing so I can remember what happened in
Me too. Hold on.
episode by episode.
Episode guides. We'll do a quick episode guide One Piece live action.
Okay, so we talked about Romance Dawn.
Yep.
So episode 2 is Man in the Straw Hat. So this is with Buggy and Shanks and kind of Luffy's backstory a little bit
Yep.
and whatever. I'm curious.
Go on.
What do you think of Buggy?
Buggy's fucking great.
Yes.
Make the Buggy show.
Yes.
Fuck the One Piece crew. Great. Wow. Straw Hat Luffy. Go away. Make a Buggy show. His story is a ton more interesting. He took over an entire fucking village of people, enslaved them into being like his captive audience.
He's literally like applause
It's
machine.
like the applause machine. Dude, brilliant character. Great character. A little bit scary, very evil. Just a well done character. Like the guy they got to play Buggy is fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah, he's good. I
Just
like
fantastic.
I love how he's like kind of jokerish,
Yeah. Just a little bit.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. Not enough that I'm like, oh, he's just doing
just-
the Joker.
just doing Heath Ledger.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. Romance Dawn, the guy on the show is really good. I think the episode itself is really smooth, went really well, really good watch. And the what do you call it? What's the word? The set design,
Yeah.
amazing,
Great. Yeah.
just amazing. I wish I saw more of the village, because it was like Nami leaves the.
She runs out of the tent and it's
yeah.
just fucked up, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh no!"
Oh no, they destroyed the village, and then they go back inside, and I'm like, did they destroy the village? I don't know.
I guess so.
I guess so. You didn't show it,
Right.
so I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yep. I
Hope that
think
would've been
that
good.
they did Buggy really well, and I love just like how. Like he's like a little bit foul mouthed. Like he calls people shitheads.
Like shit, yes, dude. Let's go.
Where, like
great.
Zoro tries to cut him in half, and he goes, "So surprise, shithead!"
Right, shithead, dude. Great.
Yeah, he's great.
Fucking good. No, episode fantastic. I think if episode 1 didn't draw you in, watch episode 2 and it will do it.
And
is what I'd say.
I love Inaki as Luffy when he can never remember Buggy's name, so he calls him like
Dude,
he calls
yes!
him like Burpee,
Burpee
and
or
Boogie.
Boopy. Because I think that's in the show as well. Like he
Yeah.
keeps forgetting like Buggy's name. It's great. I like that. I think the guy who plays Luffy also grown on me. You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Episode 1 he feels really like chunky. Like
Yeah,
it's
very like flat a little bit.
Yeah, it feels like he's been like fed his lines line by line.
Mhm.
And episode 2 comes around and I'm like, oh,
Right.
He's getting it.
Yeah, he's getting more into the character.
Yeah, he's way smoother. Then episode 3, I was like, okay, this man is he's found his groove as this character. This is good stuff.
When he's touching the head of the Going Merry, and like Usopp starts talking, he goes, "You can talk."
You can talk, bro. I was dying. I was like, this is a stupid show. You can talk? Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Surprising as well. I think the I didn't know how the CGI was gonna look. Fireworks outside?
Sounds like it.
Hell yeah. I didn't know how the CGI was gonna look with the whole like Rubber Man stuff.
Yeah, they use it like
Sparingly.
mostly sparingly.
Yeah, it's not
and
bad.
like it doesn't look awful.
Mm-mm.
There's specifically one. I think it's in episode 4.
Yeah.
Or maybe 5 when Luffy's fighting Arlong, and like he does this like weird hook
Like
punch,
6.
and it looks like it looks weird, like it looks fake.
Oh, he was fighting not Arlong. He's fighting Buggy. That was Buggy.
No, he's fighting Arlong at Baratier when they're on the dock and in front of Baratier.
Oh yeah.
And
And
he
he does the weird stretchy hook thingy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
My
it
bad.
looks goofy.
Yeah.
Which
it
is
looks-
weird because in the previous episode when he's fighting Kuro, he kind of does the
That's
same
right.
thing.
That's what I'm thinking of, and it
it
looks
looks
fine.
better.
Yeah.
So
It was
I don't-
maybe because like the crow seems a little bit darker, so it's
Yeah,
easier to
it's
hide
easier
that
to
weird.
hide it.
Yeah. The Brady was like very, very bright, very
Okay.
clear to see the fuckery.
So,
but yeah,
what do you think about Usopp?
he's good.
He's good. Yeah.
I like him.
He's
He's
okay.
great character. I like the way they've captured like the classic Usopp bullshit of like constantly chatting shit at all given times. I was like, this is great. This is very Usopp. The way he kind of talks and moves and the way like the characters I portrayed, I'm like, this is good. I want to see more sniper stuff from Usopp.
Right.
You know, in the early episodes, you don't really get much of it, but it's good. It's very enjoyable, honestly. So I give it a nice score, especially episode 3. Like Tell No Tales is good. Nice setup to the whole Black Cat's Pirate Saga.
You know what? I hear that people just like the episode 3 and 4. People are just kind of like, like this. It's
Really?
not. I was kind of with them in that assessment. Like it's okay.
It's like necessary build up.
Yeah, right. Like you have to get. I think you could have done that whole arc in one episode.
Agreed. Yes.
It did not need to be 2 episodes.
I felt it was very long. Especially we're at like the shipyard. They find Going Merry. They get Usopp. Then they go to like the thing, and it's like a whole
Like,
very
yeah.
long build up for what I know is coming. Which I guess that's why I felt it to be longer
than it need to be.
Yeah, because I'm like, yeah, I know this guy is the villain.
Okay, yeah, they beat up Kuro and then
next, yeah.
he literally doesn't. I know this happens because it doesn't. He literally does not show up in the manga ever again
Until
just recently, where he was on one fucking page.
Yep, that's it.
So like, okay,
He's an opening character. He's cannon fodder to keep the story going, to
Right.
show like, hey, look, pirates could be everywhere.
and
Woo!
Luffy's not nearly as dumb as people say he is.
He's dumb, but he's battle smart.
Yeah,
Basically.
exactly.
Is what
He's
the
a
character is.
combat genius.
Yes.
Social
idiot.
idiot.
Which is why we love him, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I felt that entire like Black Cat pirate saga went a little bit long. I enjoyed watching it just because it had like the weird, creepy, haunted house theme to it.
Yeah, where they made like Kuro like this weird fucking slasher villain, right?
Brilliant. I loved that.
Yeah.
Because I think in the original they have a fight just like outside.
They fight on like the hill going
Yeah.
down to the beach,
Yeah.
and Django's there, and he's
Fucking
like,
Jank, yes. Ooh, they hypnotized you, yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of like whatever. Like,
And like Django's not at all in
Nope.
this show at all.
Nope.
There's a wanted poster for him is in the background somewhere,
but
so
he's not like
he's around.
somewhere, yeah. What? But I like that they moved it to the house. It kind of made more sense as well because like, his whole thing is like, I'm gonna kill this girl and take her money, yada 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 yada.
Yeah.
You know. So like that whole like haunted house. Ooh, you gotta run to the other side of the house to like break into the blah blah blah, and the whole like, oh, Usopp's using the servers' quarters to get around, and Kuro doesn't know about it, and then like, oh my god, that's how we used it. Payoff. Whoa, great
Yeah.
writing. Like, it flowed well. Could
Yeah.
have been shorter, but I think that people saying it could have been shorter are also the same people who know Kuro's the bad guy, and you know what's gonna happen next, and you kind
Right.
of just want to get to the next scene. You want to meet Sanji, you want to meet the rest of the crew, you know. So for us, a lot of it's like, yeah, come on, next bit. We know what's coming. We want to see Sanji.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
right there. And
So,
you know what
Let's
I mean?
talk about it then. Episode 5, Eat at Baratier.
Sanji's great.
Sanji
Fucking
is
great.
probably my favorite character in this whole series.
He's brilliant. He's played really well. He's like suave and he's a ladies' man, but he's not like creepy like anime Sanji.
Yeah, he's not just like this weird
Like sex fetish weirdo
pervert.
Yeah. Like the Sanji in the live action is more like a Lupin Sensei.
He's
suave
got
weirdo.
fucking ultimate riz.
Bro, yeah, the man's like rizzing up anything with tits. He doesn't care, and I like that for him. You know, do your
Right.
thing basically.
But he's not being skeevy about it.
no,
Yeah.
he's not being skeevy about it. He's being very, you know, he's trying to rizz up the ladies, and I respect the way he's doing it, and I like the way they've written him into the story. Also, the actor they got to play Sanji is a fucking badass. Very cool. He learned.
Yeah.
He
He learned how to be a chef.
Yep.
He started doing kickboxing.
Good man.
And
Good
then
man.
what else did he do? He did like something else too.
Capoeira and stuff like that to get the big spin kicks and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's cool as shit.
Like he put in the time, and it shows because like when he jumps in the fucking water, that dude's fucking ripped.
That man's ripped. Yeah, he was like, I think he said, if there's anything I can do, I want to do it.
Yeah, like if he does his own stunts,
Yeah.
right? Like he's like, if I can do the stunt, I want to
to
do
do
it.
the stunt.
And I think as like a director, on the one hand, you're probably like, if you get hurt, then the whole thing is fucked up. But at the same time, you're like, well, if I can just capture it in camera, I don't have to CGI or hide your face. It's just you.
Yeah, it's easy. I can just film you doing the thing, and then I go,
Right.
cool, next scene, wrap it up, we're
Yep,
done, boys.
exactly.
Yeah, it's a lot easier as well. But the way like the character moves, the way like he treats, how do I explain it? It's like he's basically Sanji.
Yeah,
Like, it's
he's-
fucking well
as
done.
far as I'm concerned,
He's Sanji. Yeah.
I love the fucking scene when he meets Zeph in his backstory.
Yep.
And like Zeph shows up and he's like making was he making fucking what's it called? Some fucking French thing.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called. I remember.
Velouté. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm seasoning my velouté. And then like Zeph comes in and like Zeph is such a weird fucking character too because he just has like a bandolier but instead of bullets it's just spice.
Oh yeah, it's just
And
spice.
he like
Yeah.
eats it and he's like needs oregano.
Needs
and then and then Sanji comes at him with a fucking knife and he goes oregano's for savages.
Savages. Dog. Great show.
fucking
Honestly,
funny.
amazing show. Like fucking brilliant.
Dude, the guy that they got to play Zeph
Is
is
Zeph.
fucking spot on.
It's
too.
Zeph.
And I love every time he talks and his little
It goes-
mustache goes like
Yeah. Dude, fucking sick.
oh,
I
great.
like I think other than Sanji, I like Sanji. Other than Sanji, I really enjoy the guy they got to play Mihawk. Mihawk
Yeah,
is
he's pretty good too.
fantastic. Mihawk is a great character. And like I love his like background music when he comes on. It's like the whole Spanish
the Spanish
theme
guitar,
oh,
yeah.
it's so good. Like he's just like out there. I think one of my favorite scenes from episode 5. They have Don Krieg. Thank God, I love Don Krieg. The guy who shoots like poison mist from his cannons and stuff. Massive, like probably the strongest cannon fodder to date in the show, basically.
Because like in the manga, Luffy fights Don Krieg
Yeah.
at Baratier, and that is like
Yeah.
an extended
It's a long fight.
It's like 15 chapters.
It's a long, yeah. But they were like, no time for this. Mihawk, finish that guy
Just
off.
job him out.
Bro, job him out. And they had this great scene of like, fucking Garp calls Mihawk and is basically like, oh my god, Mihawk, can you, are you busy? Mihawk's like, nah, I'm good.
you could just
He's just
you could
fighting an army.
You
He's
should
just
hear over the Den Den Mushi just people getting
And
murdered.
he's like, nah, I'm going something, man. Shoots out fucking the whole sword laser thing. Pew! He's like, so what's up, man? What do you need? Give me a second. Like, it's great. It's
Yeah.
fucking sick. Great show, honestly.
And
But-
I think it was good for establishing Mihawk as a character for when in the next episode when he fights Zoro.
and just
Because you get introduced to Mihawk and he like cuts a ship in half effortlessly.
effortlessly, yeah.
He just doesn't care. He's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah,
Right?
Boom, yeah.
So when he shows up and Zoro's like, I'm going to fight you, you know Zoro's going to get his ass
Zoro's
beat.
dead. This is stupid. I think while I really like how all the characters have been portrayed, do you know what I don't like now? I've grown not to like
Who's that?
Zoro.
Me too.
Oh, good man. One
There's
note.
something, yeah, he's very like,
Mm.
but I never felt like he was like that in the manga or
He's
the,
not. Zoro is like as goofy as the rest of the idiots.
Yeah, like Zoro and Sanji feel very similar.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I think Sanji.
No, I mean in the manga.
Oh, in the
they have,
manga?
like, they have like kind of because they go back and forth, right?
I see what you're saying.
Where I
Yes.
feel like in the show, Zoro is like very kind of like
One note, he's boring.
broody, and he's
Yeah.
like,
You're not playing Batman. You're playing fucking Roro Zoro. Go and
Right.
read any chapter of like One Piece. You'll see that Zoro is like, while he's like, I'm gonna train and it's my dream to be the best in the world. He's not always in like, I'm really serious and I gotta focus. Yeah, I gotta prove.
and I don't ever remember Zoro being such a fucking alcoholic.
He is. He's always drinking.
Okay.
Yeah, my man's always drinking, like constantly. Maybe it's not said as much, but he's always like
Right.
seen like at banquets. He's always beving.
I
Down,
do.
like,
I
it's the whole
do.
thing.
I think that like that part of his character is like kind of funny.
It's funny. I think it's like played up a little bit too much in the
Yeah, a little bit.
in the manga. Like you could just show him. Sorry, in the live action, you can just show him drinking. You don't have to like constantly say like, I'm drinking. I'm gonna drink again. Do you have any booze? Like he does it a lot in the manga. He does it a lot in the anime. But come on,
Yeah.
give him more character because you're making him seem like an alcoholic swordsman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a brooding alcoholic swordsman. Like throw him some jokes. Where are his expressions? Like Zoro's like one of the most expressionate characters. Like there's the scene where they're trying to escape from like the little fucking stupid base from Axe and Morgan, and Luffy's like, I got an idea, and just like shoots them out. And Zoro's like panicking. It's like clear, like what the fuck are you doing, kind of thing. with
Yeah,
his face.
he does come off as like a little bit too Batman.
Yeah, it's too bad, man. I don't like it. Like
He needs to like loosen that up just a little bit.
just a little bit. Yeah, you can be all serious when you're like trying to fight Mihawk to your death. Like,
Right.
cool,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. Then that makes sense.
yeah, be broody. But like when he gets defeated by Mihawk, there's a really good scene where like in the manga and in the anime as well, where like Zoro's like crying, like he's emotional, he's lost. It's like one of his first losses since like his childhood friend or whatever. So he's like crying and he's like, yo, is that? He's like, Luffy, is that okay, bro? He's this emotional scene. In the live action, he's just like,
Did you like that they completely omitted how she died?
yep, yep. Because the dad kills her. That's why.
Well, I mean,
That's the fan theory, anyway. Yeah.
in the manga, she dies by falling down the stairs.
Yeah. Stair D case. The will of D is strong, bro.
Yeah, she
Lights
falls.
out,
She
bro.
literally falls down the stairs and dies. And I'm kind of glad that they just decided like, that's kind of
That's
dumb.
stupid. There's a whole thing where it's like maybe the dad killed her.
Yeah,
And then like
but I think it's way funnier to be like, up, she tripped and
she
fell down the
tripped and
stairs
fell and she
snapped her neck.
died. But she was the best swordsman in the fucking school, which means she's really trained every day. Oh,
Yeah. Whoop.
fucking steady case
Who left
got
this
her.
banana peel here?
Bro, who blue shelled me right before the finish line?
Right.
Whoa, like dumbest way to die. But no, Zoro did. I went from like, wow, this guy playing Zoro, great character, to like, I'm bored, get off the screen. Like, why is your every scene broody?
When
Like, it's
he's
too
fighting,
much.
it's fine.
Great.
I think when he fights Mihawk, it's great.
Brilliant fight,
Like
great crowd.
when
please.
he's fighting Mihawk, I feel like that's more
Yes,
Zoro
yes.
than other
Yeah.
times.
Agreed. Very good choreography during the fights as well. But then, just like his interaction with characters, sometimes I'm like,
It feels a little bit off.
Yeah, I'm like, you can smile. Like,
I don't know.
You can.
I don't know if it's just like the delivery or if it's the lines or the writing. I'm not sure what exactly it is.
I think it's everything. Like, I think it's the lines could be done a little bit better, but I think it's like the delivery more than anything else because he's doing everything broody. Like, there's been no joy from this man since episode 1.
Yeah.
Like at one point he's like, Nami goes like, "Oh, you have no friends." He's like, "Oh, I think when you were a kid you had no friends," and he's like, "I had one friend." It's like, yeah, but you've done every line like that, so
Right.
like it holds no weight.
I had a friend one time.
I was like, yeah, oh, I had a his fucking steady case got her. Fucking couldn't like, but every line's like that because when he's
Right.
looking for like alcohol in the fucking Black Cat Manor or whatever, he's like, "Is there any booze around here?" Like every
Yeah.
line is like that, so no
Around
line.
here.
Any
It feels like when other characters are in the room,
Yeah.
he's like trying too hard to be cool.
To be cool, yeah. He's that. He's like a
That's
tuney
what it
kid.
feels.
Like,
Yeah,
oh, I gotta-
he feels very tuney.
It's like, my real voice is like this when kids are around. I gotta talk
Right.
like this so they know that I got 3 swords. That's one more than arms I have. Broody. Like I don't like it. Wasn't not the greatest fan. I hope he in season 2 he kind of
Yeah,
pops
a
up,
little bit.
does a little cooler stuff. But no, it's fine.
Okay.
He was good.
So I guess you didn't go all the way to 8.
Not all the way to 8, but I
But
got
close
enough that
enough.
we can talk about it. Yeah.
So episode 7, when they go back to the Cocoa Village, is that what it's called? Cocoa Village.
Syrup Village? Coke Village?
No, Syrup Village is
Syrup's
where Usopp's
Usopp.
from. I'm pretty sure it's Cocoa Village.
Coke Village. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about Nami? We haven't talked about her yet.
I like Nami.
Yeah, I think she's pretty.
She's good. Great character.
It-
good
it-
emotion shown. Like,
You
well done.
You haven't seen like her kind of like her peak acting.
I've not seen it yet, no.
in
Not
episode
yet,
8,
not yet.
And I think that's like really what kind of like sold me on it.
Mm.
Her and Inaki in that last episode
Good.
are like really what kind of sold me on their characters and being like, okay, like I liked them before, but now
They're really,
it's,
solidified.
yeah.
I think it's good though. I think even in the beginning of the show, like, as soon as Nami was introduced, I was like, how's this character going to be for Nami? But then she plays the part really well, and she acts very similar to Nami we see in like the manga and like the anime, whereas like the emotional parts are emotional, the fun parts are fun.
Yeah.
There is that weird secret dark
She's
energy
a little
to her,
bit
you know?
like a little bit sassy, like
Yeah.
like she's sarcastic, right?
Yeah, as she should be. There's that weird like dark, mysterious. Oh, something's there. But we don't know what in like the beginning of the show and stuff like that. So if you've never seen One Piece, you're like, oh, what's going on here? It's great. Like the way it's been done is really really good. I enjoy it. She's probably one of my, apart from Sanji, probably one of my favorite depictions of the character. Like really really good. And Mihawk, because Mihawk's fucking great. But it's really, really good. What about fuck, I can't remember what it's called. How did you find the fishmen?
They're okay. I
They're
mean, they
pretty
get
good.
a lot more play in the last episode because they're
I'm not
actually
there
like
yet, yeah.
fighting and whatever.
Yeah.
I think Arlong's all right. It's weird that they, I guess it's, I don't know. They really introduced that Fishman racism arc like really really
Early, yeah.
because like that's something you don't find out in the manga
For a
till like
while.
way later.
Yeah.
And in the last episode, they name dropped Jinbei. Yeah, because you know the mouse
Already?
rat captain guy.
Yeah.
He's like fishmen have all the same rights that humans do now.
yeah.
He's like, oh, a fishman is one of the warlords of the sea, and Arlong goes like, Jinbei's a fucking idiot. And it's like, oh, okay. Like if you don't know who Jinbei is, you're like, oh,
Who's
Jinbei?
that? What's going on here? Yeah.
Right?
That's pretty. I like that. I think that's good. That's very Oda-esque though.
Right.
He does a lot of
He
that,
gives-
like,
gives the little-
yeah. He'll like drop a character name, and you'll be like, oh, this character probably means nothing in the long run of this story, and then like 3 years later, you're like, oh, it's the
I
main
like
character
that
now.
they just don't ever address it again. He
Nope.
just goes like, Jinbei's a fucking idiot. So if you know, you know, and if you don't, you're like,
don't.
who's Jinbei? But like it doesn't really matter to the
Yeah.
scene. You
But
just
that's
go,
good though.
Oh, okay, Jinbei must be a fishman, but why does Arlong not like him?
Yeah.
So when he shows up, you're like, oh, I remember this guy.
But that's good. That's very how it should be, because
Right. They don't,
that's
they
how
don't
it is.
dwell and over-explain and
'Cause
whatever.
that's
right?
how it is in the manga and the anime. It's like things are peppered in, but nothing's like really held on, which is really really good. I enjoy it. I think one of my favorite things about the live action One Piece is that maybe you've probably noticed the same thing. So a lot of people who have never even heard of One Piece, so like
Or never watched any of it, yeah.
never watched it, not really interested in Japan anime. What's that? Oh, the Japanese cartoon things. Because like, if you're in the world, if you live in Japan, if you're in the world we're in, where basically like you watch anime, you
If
understand.
you live in Japan, One Piece
Yeah.
is like inescapable. I'm just thinking here. I'm like, is there One Piece stuff in this room?
No,
No, surprisingly.
but you have a chopper thing somewhere in the house. I've seen it.
I have one. I bet you actually in my dirty.
In that
laundry,
one, yeah,
there's a
literally,
One
yeah.
Piece shirt in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So like, like literally, it's inescapable.
You
right?
can't
Like,
escape
you
it.
see, it's fucking everywhere.
But if you live in like America or the UK or like Europe or something like that, and you have no interest in anime or Japanese like
Right.
manga or anything like that, you just being on Netflix. Cause I've seen this a lot. It'll just be some old man on Netflix in his like 40s and 50s being like, what One Piece pirate drama? I'll give that a go. Oh, there's magic in this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Like, it's shit like
Right.
that. It's like introducing a whole new, in a sense, older generation to like this new form of like program they've never seen about. Like, I heard this one guy was like, he saw his kids watching the live action One Piece, and he sat down to watch with them, and they end up just watching the whole thing over
whole
like
thing?
over like a
Yeah.
week and a half. So they watched like the entire thing together, and the guy's like, "Oh, I can't wait for season 2," and the kids are like, "You notice an anime of this?" And he's like, "What?" And then the dad started watching the anime. The
There you
dad
go.
was like, gang, let's get it, because I can't wait for season 2. So he just starts
Right.
watching the anime, and he's like, when season 2 of the live action comes out, I'm gonna watch that too.
Yeah.
Because it's while the main story, the main like streamline of the story is the same, the way they get there is very different.
Yeah.
And I found that
it's
fun.
not different enough that it's like radically different.
No.
Okay, I want to talk about some other characters that show up.
Go on.
That
Don't Creek, baby.
I mean, Don Creek's in it for like 5 seconds.
I know,
like
it
it's
gets
murder.
fucked up.
I
Go on.
want to talk about. There's 2 characters. No, there's like 4 characters specifically I want to talk
Okay,
about.
go on.
The first one is Shanks. What do you think about Shanks?
It's okay. It's fine. He's okay. He's good.
What do you think about the scene where he gets his arm bit off and they like maybe go a little bit too hard with what he was actually doing?
Oh, the arm thing?
Yeah.
It's a bit much, to be fair.
I mean, so I know what he's doing.
What do you mean? What's he doing?
When he like looks, because like he looks at the thing and it like
Oh!
zooms in on his eyes and he's like, "Get lost,"
Yeah,
and then
I
it just goes away, and it's like if
It
you
was-
know, you know.
It was too much. Just flashing
They-
my done.
I guess it implies like, oh, Shanks is really strong, but like you don't know why.
Yeah. I think in the anime and the manga, he just kind of looks at the thing, and
Yeah.
the thing goes, "Oh shit, I'm getting out of him," runs away.
Mhm.
You could have done the same thing. I think in the manga, in the live action, it was like, "I'm homing into my secret power," and it's like, "Oh,
Right.
does he have an eye thing? Does he have some kind of like mystic technique?
Yeah,
What's
he's
go-
got the fucking Mangekyo Sharingan.
Yeah,
in
is
there.
he like
what's
fucking?
he doing?
Is he gonna Chidori me? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? You know, it was a little too much. You could just pop, pop.
I think you had to do it because I guess Oda sets that up, right?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
he does,
That's,
yeah.
that's
I assume Oda was like, let's make it a little stronger.
right.
Let's
Let's make it a little bit more obvious so
Yeah.
people can go, "That's the thing with the
That's
guy."
the power
And
of
I'm
the
not
no.
gonna say what it is because I think that's like an interesting part of One Piece.
That's the no touch. Ooh, yeah, you know, it's fine. I think a quicker little bam bam would have been good, but maybe they're building up something else later on. But as a character, it's not bad at all.
I want to, and then the next 2 I want to talk about
Go on.
is Kobe and Helmeppo.
Kobe's the greatest.
I like that they took those
Yeah.
1-page like spreads at the
Yes,
start of each
yes.
chapter.
And,
And
put
they
them into
put
the
them in
fucking
the show.
thing. Great.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. 'Cause
Like
that
Helmeppo,
is-
I actually kind of like,
Yeah.
which like you made Helmeppo a character I like, and then,
Yeah.
like that shouldn't be possible because he's a fucking asshole.
But he's meant to eventually be someone you like. But he starts off as like a massive dickhead.
Mhm.
And like in the show, I like how they show that. There's a really good line I really enjoy where they're both sent off to like capture Luffy on like fucking Catman on like Syrup Island, and Helpo's like, "Oh, it's not me gonna be the main marine to like fucking capture the party," and Garp's like, "Bro, no, like what he uses something only gets you so
He
far."
says nepotism only gets you so far.
Yeah, nepotism only gets you so far. And I was like, thank you. Great show. Great lines. Well written. Kobe is, to this day, he's number 1 in like the perfect actor
Right.
for a character. And the way they write the scenes, like you said, like taking the 1-page spreads and put them into the live action show is really, really good. Because it shows like very, not like slow pace, but kind of very solid like character development. So Kobe doesn't just show up and he's like, "I'm strong now." It's like, no. He's slowly undergoing training.
And like they actually like thought it out, right? Like
Yeah.
where should we place these in the story that they make sense? Because I think in the manga they're like very detached, like they never actually go back to meet the Straw Hats or anything, right? So like the way they've kind of integrated them into the show is good.
It's good, yeah. Because in the story, he vanishes. You have like 1-page spreads, and then you see him again. I think when he's older, like not time
And
skip.
he's got like the headband. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
got,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like a katana dude
Yep.
man now.
Helmpo's got the whole eye
Yep.
thingy, and he's got like 2 swords now. Yeah, like that basically. Like they just sort of turn up again later on, which is cool. It's like a nice wow. Look at that.
Yeah, here they are.
You're different now. But I think this way of doing it is also really nice, where you're sort of showing like that relationship building. You're showing like, look, Kobe really does care about Luffy because like, you know, they were friends. You know? But even though they're on different sides of like, I guess the fucking playing field, I would say. But no, I enjoy it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that they're both great, and like I wonder how they're going to integrate them later if they are still because like kind of after Arlong Park, that whole marine side of the story kind of drops off a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
But you haven't seen the end of the next episode.
I've not.
So
I'll watch it eventually.
I'll tell you what happens at the end of that episode because it's not a surprise.
Yeah,
like,
go
you
on.
know what's gonna happen. The last character I want to talk about is Garp.
Love Garp.
So Garp is not in that. Like, if you were following the manga, he's not in that. Like,
Nope.
I'm reading the manga currently. I should not know who Garp is.
Nope.
He
Yeah.
does not appear.
No, not at all.
So
Not for
what
a
do-
while, yeah.
So what do you think about that change to the story?
I think it condenses down a lot of what's gonna happen later on.
Yeah.
So I think you don't find out like Garp is Luffy's grandfather
Grandpa.
for like a long while
Mhm.
into the future. And I think tying up all these characters pretty early on, putting them into the story, like putting them forward, it makes it a little easier to also follow the story. You know what I mean?
That's true, Tyrone. By the time they get to Marineford, Kobe's actor's gonna be 40 years old.
Bro, he's gonna be 40 years old. You're
Yeah.
right. Yes,
Yeah.
we need to we gotta hurry this up. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
we can't have like 50,000 episodes.
Right.
There's 1,000 episodes plus of the anime.
Right. Tanaka-san can do the
Yeah.
voice of Luffy forever and ever.
Forever and
because
ever, yeah.
that's her
Doesn't matter.
voice, right?
But
the actor cannot.
Yeah, the live action is people are gonna grow and develop. So you have the time skip. People can grow older then. But
Right.
until
That's
then,
true. They do have a time skip, so like that would make sense
Yep.
if they're like logically they look
Yep.
older.
you can have that when it comes up. But like for the time being, there's still a long way to go until that time skip. So you need to condense down a lot of the story. And I think the best way to do it is what they're currently doing. Because once again, One Piece has a shit ton of characters. So looping them in earlier in places that fit the narrative, just loop
Right.
them in.
Because
loop
Garp
him in.
didn't feel out of place.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And they gave you a backstory too about like Garp and Luffy as
Yep.
like kids
Yep.
or not kids
When
but, like,
Luffy was a
is
kid, yeah.
and Garp looks exactly the same.
Of course, yeah. Garp was
What do
an
you
age.
think about making Garp like a fucking angry Scottish guy?
I love it.
It's great.
fucking love
it's
it.
fucking great.
In my dreams, that's how I see a Garp. Angry Scottish guy
Angry Scottish grandpa.
throwing cannonballs. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm glad that they had him throw the cannonball because I love that they're like he's like no kill shots, just shoot them, and then
Just
he,
throws
and he
it.
gets fucking mad and he's like just let me do it. He picks it up, and
Right,
flips it.
dude. Fucking let's
Which
go.
again, I've been watching some people's reactions to those episodes, and like when Garp picks up the fucking cannonball and just whips it, people are like, "What the fuck? Like, how strong is he?"
Very. He's a
the
vice,
answer is
but
very.
You guys, for those who've never like watched the anime or read the manga and they're just watching like One Piece like normal, y'all don't even realize the power scaling yet. Like,
Oh yeah, no, it's like we're still in baby stage.
these are children. These guys are bugs in the grand scheme of like the Grand Line. Like, yeah, like Mihawk is like the strongest swordsman. And Zoro is like in the East Blue. He's like, I'm so strong. No one can beat me as a swordsman. Ching, 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 ching. Oh, I'm so powerful. Clang, 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 clang. And you have Mihawk like, I'm gonna use my baby sword to basically kill you.
Zoro almost lost to a fat cat cosplayer and his emo girlfriend, right?
Bro.
Like,
What do you?
and then Mihawk shows up and he's like,
He's like, oh, children. Ugh.
I don't want to deal with this. I love the line when he pulls out the fucking tiny knife and he's just like, well, why don't you fight me through a real sword? And he's like, what does he say?
You don't use a cannon to hunt rabbits.
yeah.
I loved that. I was like,
"Get
he's right,
fucked."
bro.
Like, and that just tells you like the difference in power level, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care. Like, you're nothing to me.
You're
You're
literally nothing. I like the way they presented the fight between Zoro and Mihawk as well. Like, it really did show, like, there's a scene where he uses, like, the tip of the little fucking
the
sword.
to stop the.
It's in the manga as well. It's in the
Yeah.
anime as well. But, like, I like they put it in live action, too, because it really does show the difference. Because you're like, look, bro.
Like, yeah, he doesn't even have to try. He's so precise, and he doesn't even have to try. He can
Use-
just block
yeah.
both your swords with a
Easy,
tiny
easy.
knife.
Easy, easy. That's
I
great.
do. So you haven't seen the end when they fight Arlong.
Not yet.
It's actually because they're bringing Buggy's head, right?
Mm.
So Buggy's body is in Arlong Park, and
Oh
they all show up and they
fucking
fight.
classic. Yeah,
and then they're like expecting Buggy to like help them.
yeah.
And Buggy's like, I can feel my toes. We're getting close to my body. And his head gets back to his body. And he's like, this feels so much better than I remember. And they're like, come on, Buggy, let's go help Luffy. And he's like, actually, I'm going to get out of here. He actually flips them the double bird and then he fucking leaves. And then Zoro goes, fucking clown. He actually says, fucking clowns.
Wait, is this episode 8?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
episode 8 is going to be a
fucking
good one,
clowns.
dude. Fucking clouds. Oh, man, that's so good. Yeah, Buggy, greatest character in the show.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
He's so good.
And then at the end, they have Garp fight Luffy.
Oh, swear?
Yeah.
In the last episode?
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be fucking sick. Oh, excellent.
And I think this is like,
Mm.
if you don't know about like how powerful Garp is, there's like a tiny little bit of a visual effect that they do that in the reactions that I'm watching people watch, like where they're reacting to it and like, oh, like Garp
He's
is,
doing
like,
the thing.
he's
Yeah.
strong. There's no one has mentioned it yet, but there's like this tiny little like Luffy goes to like punch him and it like zooms in on like Garp's face and there's like this tiny like it's so faint. There's like this little aura around him and he just goes,
Ooh, fuck. Let's go.
but it's so faint. Like I think like people just didn't notice, but I noticed it immediately. So he's got like that fucking hockey aura or whatever on him, and he's just like, meh.
Yeah.
And he like fucking throws him through a building.
I'm very close to episode 8. I'm halfway, like 80% through 7. I'm gonna watch episode 8 going home, and I'll give you guys a very small like episode. It was great.
The fight
We'll
against
comment next
Arlong is good. You see Gatling for the first time.
Finally.
You see Battle Axe.
week. You have to. It's the killing blow.
Yeah.
You
It's
have
good.
to. I'm so excited for this. I'll probably watch when I get home tonight because it does sound like they've
Tell me
wrapped
what
up
you
One
think.
Piece. I will.
I think 8 is where it kind of all comes together, and you're like, okay, like
Great. Yeah.
this is you have to do a season 2 now.
I'm so excited.
Like most stuff where it finishes, you could kind of be like,
Yeah.
whatever, right? But it finishes in such a satisfying way, and you can tell that the writers and the people who made the show actually give a fuck about One Piece.
Yeah.
In a
I've heard
way
this.
that, like, if you look at something like Cowboy Bebop, you can tell that the director was, or whoever was just like huffing their own farce, and they're like, I can do Cowboy Bebop better than the fucking original writer.
You can.
One, no, you can't.
You can't.
And two, I don't know where you get off thinking that you could.
How dare
So,
you?
like, the fact that Oda had a lot of input and a lot of say in it, you can feel the heart of the show carries on from the manga, which is good.
Which I really enjoy as well. There's a lot of like jokes, especially on TikTok, people going like, oh no, now that season 1 has ended really well, you're going to get like a Game of Thrones thing where like Netflix goes, well, wrap it up in like 5 seasons, thanks, ha 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 ha, or something like that. But everyone in the comments is like, nah. Oda would just be like, no, okay, then you can't make any more.
Right.
We'll just take this from Netflix
Right.
and give it to someone else.
Because he's only given them the blessing for season 1, right?
Yep, I
like
believe so,
that
yeah.
was it, right?
Yeah, I
They're
think
like,
so.
We'll run season 1. We'll see
See
what
how you
happens.
feel,
and
yeah.
I heard that Netflix was like, we want 6 more seasons now because it broke record. Like,
Of course it did.
It was what, more than
Anything.
Wednesday,
More than Wednesday, more than Stranger Things.
More, yeah,
Of course it was.
It is the most successful Netflix show ever. By
Of
a
course.
large margin.
Yeah, of course.
So they're like, 6 more seasons, please.
And that's the thing, because Netflix is constantly fucking up with their whole no more sharing of your passwords.
yeah.
We're gonna do system thing. Yup, 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 yup. It's like when in this stage, my boy, y'all need One Piece. One Piece doesn't need
Yeah,
Netflix.
One Piece doesn't need you.
No.
One Piece is already successful
You
and will
put-
continue to be
put
successful.
One Piece anywhere. If it's a streaming service I can access, I will buy a subscription to that service.
One Piece is the Hello Kitty of anime, right?
Yes.
Like, you put One Piece on anything, it will sell.
It will fucking sell. That simple. So that's why at this stage I'm like, Netflix, you need to really tread carefully in these waters because you've got a fucking gold mine here. You just gotta mine gently, you know? Take your time, listen to people around you. Don't get too fucking excited being like, oh, I'm gonna blow
Especially
up.
now, because you know that everyone else has seen the success of One
Yep.
Piece and gone like, if they don't renew,
I
I'm,
want this.
I'm sticking my fingers in that pie,
100%.
right?
Yo, if I'm fucking HBO or whatever, and I see
HBO,
Bro.
Amazon. Amazon's got money to burn.
Amazon's got shit tons to it. If I'm Amazon, I'm
I mean,
seeing the success.
You seen fucking Rings of Power?
Yeah,
That show's a piece of shit.
a piece of
but
shit.
They spent a lot of money on
a
it.
shit ton of money in it. It wasn't that good. You got One Piece. Yeah, we have money to burn. Let us burn our money on One Piece. If Amazon fucks up and they go, we're gonna get selfish or greedy, it's like cool. We'll go to the next door. We'll go next door.
Give me dude who turns into sand. Give
Bro.
me dudes who turn into animals. Give me kung fu dugongs. Damn
Give
it!
me kung fu dugongs. I want to see
Live action kung fu dugongs.
Bro,
Give me it.
I want Clay Bon. Where is Clay Bon? I want him in the Okama shirt. I want him singing Okama Way. I want him doing the big swan dress, with the fucking ballet dances. I want it. Now, where's Ace? I want to see Fire Fist and his cool
what's
jet
gonna
thing.
show up in season 2? Ace is gonna show up.
He's got to show up.
Dude who shoots explosive boogers is gonna show up.
Mr. fucking
Mr.
Five.
Five,
Oh, let's
yeah,
go.
Mr. Five.
Yes.
Bon Clay.
Love Bon Clay.
Um,
the greatest character.
the candle wax guy.
Fucking Mr. 3. I
Mr.
love
Three.
Mr. 3. Oh my god.
Vivi,
Vivi,
Igram,
yeah.
all the the emperor guy.
What is his name? Mr. 1, Mr. 1, Mr. 0? Is it Mr. Zero that he calls
Mr.
himself?
Zero's crocodile.
Yeah, is that what he calls himself, Mr. Zero?
Robin
Yeah.
shows up. Chopper shows up.
Robin. Yeah, that's gonna be good, dude.
So like Chopper will be the kind of the first part of that next season.
Chopper
right?
will be the first part of next season, yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, you'll get Mr. 5 first, and then I think the Candle Wax guy, and then you'll get Chopper.
Yeah,
Yep.
because those are all in the. Oh, I forgot about the guy who can eat anything, the Iron Jaw
Oh, fuck him. Yeah.
guy. I think they should probably just cut that.
Nah, he becomes important to the story later on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you need him. He's important. He's important to the Chopper arc as well. He's like the main villain.
Oh yeah, he is part of that
yeah.
arc, isn't he?
He's an annoying.
I don't know why I was thinking that the Saboten Whiskey Peak Island and,
no,
and
no,
the
no.
other and Chopper's
know what you're
thing
saying.
were the same place. They're not.
I do enjoy the arc of the guy who can eat anything. It's pretty good. Like it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for season 2. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna finish watching episode 8. I'm gonna talk to David about how it was, and then I'm gonna talk to you guys next week about how it was.
I want to know what you think about like the way it ends.
Okay, we'll do that as well next week then. I'll watch it today, and then maybe we can record something on Monday to be released next week.
Next week. Sounds
Alright, we'll think about it. Yeah, let's call it a day. I'm gonna go to a bar or something, get something to eat. Guys, I'll talk to you next week. Stay healthy, stay safe, and until then, guys, bye.
I wasn't ready.
David's like, everything's on fire.
I'm typing.
Everything's on fire.